So it's, Cole could have been SEAL Team 6. I think here it says SEAL Team 10. But, so he's CEO. We're sitting there talking, and I asked him a question. This is my challenge with it. And you're the main guy that can push back on this, so please do so.
Sure.
So for me, I sit there, and here's how I think about it. We hear about the kidney failure Osama was having back in 2002, right? When they're saying these types of kidney failures, you're lucky if you live 6 to 12 months. Best case scenario, 5 years. The guy lives 9 more years. Okay. So there's one camp that says the guy was already dead. Then you have the second camp that says, well, where he was stationed at in Pakistan was 0.8 miles away from the west point of Pakistan, which they call a Kakul or what a KAKUL, phenomenal name. It's like a military training camp base that they have there. And so that's 0.8 miles. So Pakistan always knew where he was, and that was their way of keeping him control, and that was intentional. If anybody wanted to take him out, they had him under control, and that's the Pakistan. Okay. Third one is when you sit there and think about it and say, all right, we took him out, and then we decide to dump him in the middle of the ocean. Mm-hmm. If we decide to dump him in the middle of the ocean, in the history of America, that's never happened. The only place that's ever happened to is in the movie Optimus, where Megatron is dropped in the middle of the ocean. And I think that movie was like right around the time where that movie, where the whole scene happens. Then while you're talking about all this stuff, which is really the craziest thing, is after Osama bin Laden dies, when that event takes place, within 18 months, Zero Dark 30 comes out. Yeah. 18 and a half months, Zero Dark 30 comes out. So I go in there and I look into Zero Dark 30 of all the movies that they've done, the producers. It's Annapurna production company. And out of all the movies they've done Hurt Locker, they've done Foxcatcher, the wrestler story, they've done Her, they've done so many big movies that you can go, American Hustle, there's Joy, they've done so many great movies. They've also done The Sausage Party, which I don't know if you know what that is. If you do, you have a certain sense of humor.
I think that's the only one of those I've seen.
Vice is also one. You may have seen Vice as well with Dick Cheney. Do you know out of all the movies they've ever done, I researched to see what was the fastest movie they ever made. The fastest movie they ever made in 18 months was Zero Dark 30. So Osama bin Laden dies May of 01, if I'm not mistaken. May of 2011. May of 2011. May 2nd, 2011, if I'm not mistaken. Then the movie comes out December of next year, 2012. So you're talking 19 months-ish, year and a half. They've never made a movie faster than that. So I sit there and I say, what did they know? And then there's just too many things for a regular guy like me to question and say, did we really kill this guy? If we did, why would we dump his body in the middle of the ocean? I don't know. So what do you say to that?
I disagreed with that off the bat because they did tell us even before we went on the mission that was the plan. And again, going back to leaders not really understanding how stuff works, they said they don't want a shrine for Osama bin Laden for people to go worship, not understanding that hardcore Sunni Muslims are not going to go worship a shrine because you worship Allah. That's it. That's why you don't draw pictures of Muhammad.
And I've read that as well. So I agree with you.
So I disagree. Yeah. I didn't dump him in. I didn't see him get dumped in. I get asked now, people will say, how do we know his body's not at the agency in a vat of betadine? I don't know that. When we brought his body to Jalalabad, Afghanistan, we showed Admiral McCraven, who was in charge of Joint Special Operations Command, and the CIA team, especially the woman that Zero Dark 30 was about, showed them the body there. We had a quick debrief around the body discussing exactly what happened. Then we brought his body up to Bagram Airfield where the three-letter agencies did their stuff. And then we handed him over to the Army. And they were Green Berets, maybe Delta. They took his body. That's the last I saw him. I've been told, like everyone else, they dumped his body in the ocean. Wasn't there. So I can't confirm it, but that's what happened there. Let's see. Oh, as far as the kidney dialysis stuff, I think
02 was when the CIA started reporting. He's got kidney issues. He's got maybe 5 to 10 months left.
That's counterintelligence.
Right.
Because sources get paid, and they're smart enough to know to tell people enough just to get paid. And I don't want to give too much up because this is my source of income. I come in, I tell them stuff, I get paid, tell them more stuff. If someone comes in and says, yeah, this is definitely bin Laden, I saw the dialysis, the targeter would know, no, you didn't, because he didn't have one. So his kidneys were fine.
Okay, so the kidneys are fine. And this is a report that came from who? What's this one? Kidney failure may have already come. Guardian. The president of Pakistan, General Pervez Musharraf, said yesterday he thinks Osama bin Laden had probably died from an untreated kidney disease. I think now, frankly, he is dead for the reason he is a patient, kidney patient. General continued to tell CNN, contradicting U.S. intelligence officials that say they do not know if bin Laden has suffered from kidney problems. He said he knew the al-Qaeda leader had taken 2 dialysis machines into Afghanistan. One was specifically for his own personal use. I don't know if he has been getting all the treatment in Afghanistan. So you're saying this isn't true?
Yeah, I'm saying it's counterintelligence. And then again, as we've seen, especially recently, a lot of media outlets are just an extension of intel agencies. So, and again, I like to just speak from what I've seen. Like I wasn't on the moon, so I can't say they landed there. I was in bin Laden's bedroom. There was no dialysis, and he seemed fine. He was walking when I met him, and there was nothing in there to indicate that at all. Then you start getting into Pakistan. They have every reason to, because that's the center of the universe in that part of the universe. They have every reason to not necessarily piss off al-Qaeda too much. So being close to the academy, yeah, I mean, the ISI knew he was there. Parts of it did. Parts of the intel, not all of the military, I doubt it. But even when we were presented with it, there was a couple of options to get bin Laden, and we had the team they picked in a room when they were naming the options, and one of them was a multilateral mission with the Pakistanis, and we're like, yeah, try that, and he'll be gone before we even get in the helicopters. So Pakistan knows he's there, and again too, when people ask about the response, we're that close to their West Point. You got to figure up in New York, if we were invaded near West Point, it wouldn't be the cadets showing up, it would be the local police. So the cadets aren't showing up. It doesn't. I mean, yeah, they know he's there, but there's not going to be an assault force. And I had a bigger concern going into Abbottabad, Pakistan, wasn't dealing with the Pakistan army. I didn't want to kill a Pakistani policeman because we're in his country, not at war. He doesn't know why we're there. He's doing his job, and I want to be very sensitive. I'm not going to go blast some policeman in Pakistan. So many different moving parts. A lot of them I have theories on. Some of them I've seen, which is what I believe, but the rest is sort of just hearsay.
Got it. So now was Pakistan working with you guys as a team? Did they want him to be taken out or no?
I don't know. I know one of their colonels was living across like a couple hundred meters away. And I mean, they could have told us. I don't even know how the intel worked, but he was definitely there. And to the point, I think the Pakistani intel service was working with him so tight. That's why even like Khalid bin Laden was confused on the stairs. They heard something in the front yard. They're not quite sure who's here. Is it the Pakistan military coming in to move us? Maybe, maybe not. Are our tactics that good that we're so quiet? That's also true because we were that good. But I mean, Khalid bin Laden got killed on the stairs because the guy in front of me confused him, just whispered to him, So they're not necessarily like in the guest house guys got shot at. And then there were other shots, but like even going up the stairs, Khalid was armed, but he wasn't shooting down the stairs like a lot of guys have. Places where I've been in urban combat, fighting up in a house is very dangerous. And he was kind of waiting, not shooting, and there was confusion. So what they knew, what the Pakistanis knew, and then, I mean, just the way that Pakistan was pissed off and embarrassed kind of tells you they knew what was happening. And if I mean, who knows? Maybe the Taliban would have given us bin Laden, even though they said they wouldn't, and then Pakistan might have. But there's a lot of stuff going on. I mean, everything from saving face to the military-industrial complex. Whose pockets aren't getting lined if we kill them in Tora Bora in 2002, as opposed to fighting a 20-year war. There's a lot there that, I'm at a point now, since after COVID and the lockdown, it's like, get multiple sources before I believe anything. Hey, what is up? This is Robert J. O'Neill, former SEAL Team 6 operators. I was fortunate to be on some of the most high-profile missions in our very long war on terror, but I am now on Connect, and you can connect with me there, and we can literally talk about anything. You can text, we can do video calls, I can give you messages, and go to Connect, find me. Literally nothing is off limits. Any crazy questions you have that you may or may not want the answers to, I'm more than happy to do it. So find me on Connect. Again, this is Robert J. O'Neill. See you there.
If you enjoyed this video, you want to watch more videos like this, click here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click here.